Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, Josh Henning pushing the buttons, and the intern Andrew Leeds is in the house. And Mike Carlin, it's the week after, and I got to be honest with you, on the way down here today, there was no giddy up in my step. There was no remember the build up, right? Every week we couldn't wait to get into the studio, and every as the weeks went on, even with the Eagles season. The ride that we were on, the anticipation, the excitement of every week of getting ready, and then, boom, the week after a loss in the Super Bowl. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It is, but I've been telling a lot of friends, and I've been telling myself just to go by this. It was a great year.
It was a great year.
Only 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl.
It was a great year.
We were one of them, and we came this close to winning it. And it, all
right, but that's that's your rational mind thinking right now. I get, but the feeling that I had, ready for this, my 7-year-old daughter. Now, I didn't watch the game with my daughter because she was with her mother, but she called me afterwards and she was crying. I had to say, Elijah Grace, it's a game. Okay.
That's all it is.
She sees, but as a 7-year-old,
I know,
a simple mind seeing the buildup, how everybody, her parents, the teachers, the kids, everybody's getting all built up. And then to lose, it was traumatic for her.
I know friends, without saying names, that literally have high profile work positions, whatever. Great. On Thursday night, I see him. And this is 4 or 5 days after the game.
Yeah.
They're not themselves.
No.
And I said, what do you mean? I said, oh, Mike, the Eagles. Yeah. I said, guys, you got to get over it.
Well,
you got to move on.
So, Mike, to get so close and to lose, being up 10 points at halftime, and then to lose, in the Eagles, the Chiefs didn't punt the ball once during the whole game.
Didn't need to.
And we're going to break it down. We'll look back in retrospect, but it was pretty traumatic, pretty devastating to get there thinking, like, everybody thought the Eagles were going to win this game. And being up at halftime.
And I was going to say, we even thought more at halftime. Right? At halftime, it was like, hey, we start making the plans for the parade.
Yeah.
I mean, this is happening.
It's just happening. And I keep going back thinking about my daughter. As a parent, you want to say, hey, listen, Elijah Grace, it's great to get excited about the game and everything, but it's just a game, and they lost, and you can be upset, but it's not something that, don't let it ruin your day. You know what I mean? It's a game.
And
you got to keep that into perspective.
Yeah, it's just a game. And again, like Joshua and I were talking before we came on air, they scored 35 points. You scored 35 points. You should win that game, especially with the defense that we had coming into the game.
The 35 points are the most points scored by a losing team in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, should be.
I mean, we scored 41 against the Patriots, but the Patriots had over 600 yards of offense in that game. People forget.
I literally, the Saturday before we talked, and you guys asked me my thoughts, and I said 3 things. I would take their quarterback, I'd take their tight end, I'd take their coaching staff. What did it come down to, really, in my mind?
Right.
Halftime coaching staff, one was better than the other. I truly,
100%.
I don't know this, but this is just what I think.
Yeah.
I think they went in at halftime saying this was Nick's speech. Guys, we got 29 minutes. Relax. We're not changing a thing. We're up 24-14. It should be 24-7. And did you see their quarterback walking off the field? They're in trouble.
It didn't look
That's
good
what he's saying. And on the flip side, you got Big Red saying, hey, guys, whatever we drew up for this game, it's not working. This is what we got to change right now. And that's what you saw in the second half.
Really quick, 2 takeoffs off of that. Number one, if that was what Sirianni's speech was, Gannon didn't listen, because Gannon changed what he did in the first half to the second half. Gannon kept running more man and more blitzing in the second half than the first half. And he got basically ripped apart by Reed and Mahomes, because, Billy, You've been with me all year.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean the last 10 years?
Well, that too. But how many times have I complained to you guys about the Detroit game, the Houston game, the Cowboys game on Christmas Eve? It was a worse nightmare seeing all those games come back. Andy Reid, Billy, literally took all the games that the Eagles defense didn't play well and said, I know how to get you. I'm here to get you because I'm a future Hall of Famer and you're John Gannon.
And by the way, this team is the second Super Bowl team in history to lose after being up by double digits at halftime. That's a tough pill to swallow. We got a great show lined up today. We're going to talk with
because it's the locker room with Billy Schwein. That's why.
Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin. We got a lot to do today. We're going to talk with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. He spent the whole week. I would like to get his take because being he's neutral. Obviously, he lives in Vegas. He's from Pittsburgh. He's not really he's a sports fan, so he didn't have a dog in that fight last week. Chiefs or Eagles. So I'd like to get his take on it. And then look forward to the baseball season, which is coming up because he's big. Of course, Dave Sharapan's on MLB Network.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, you'll see that Billy's wearing a Phillies shirt today.
Yes.
That's how invested Billy is right now in the Phillies. Billy literally showed up in a Phillies. I showed up in an Eagles thing to hold some solidarity.
And Carlin's got Vanderbilt on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Intern's got a conference shirt.
Well, if you ask Billy, Carlin's an SEC guy. Right?
Yeah, he's an SEC guy right now. He used to be a Big Ten guy. Now he's an SEC guy. So the sportsbook consigliere will check in. And then guess what? At 11 o'clock, and how about you? I didn't even know you knew this guy. We're going to talk with former NBA official. He's a great guy. A great guy.
Yes, he is.
He's now the rules analyst for ESPN and ABC. That's easy for me to say. He does the rules analyst. Every time there's like a controversial call, they go to Steve Javie in the booth. Yeah. So Steve Javie will be calling in.
Very good. I don't say good friend too often. Yeah. Very good friend.
Josh and I will always remember, and I was so honored to have the referee roundtable where we were broadcasting live at Charlie's Bar. We had the referees roundtable. We had Bob McElwee from the NFL. We had Curry Frazier from the NHL. And we had Steve Javie from the NBA. But Josh, what was the one thing that you were most impressed about that whole thing? And I know what it was for me, but before the one thing that really impressed you about that show that we did.
Can I give you two?
No, give me one.
Give you one. I'll if I had to go with one, it's how gracious all three guys were to answer every single one of your questions.
That's close. That's close. I thought what was more eye-opening to me, how much they enjoyed each other's company.
Well, it's like a fellowship.
The fellowship that they had, Carlin.
Just to get together.
Yeah, they were and they were so appreciative to me for the idea
putting it together
and put it together. Josh, would you agree to that?
Yeah.
Yes, they definitely were.
I just got chills. I just got chills saying that because that's how cool that show was.
I mean, that show, I know it's somewhere on your YouTube channel, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, if people look it up. But there were so many moments in that conversation. And when Steve comes on in less than an hour, Billy, I hope you guys bring this up to him because one of the things that all three guys said at that roundtable that I think is part of the conversation that you guys are going to have in an hour, Billy, about the refs. Steve, Kerry, and Bob all said makeup calls are false. They're fake. They're not real. And I think it's interesting because part of the controversy we're having right now with officiating in sports is that you're starting to see that makeup calls, that theory, that idea is becoming less and less because of how inconsistent these calls are, right, Bill?
Yeah, I would say you're my basketball guy, Carlin. I think the officiating in the NBA is god awful. I mean, you could say every single foul, all the guys do is complain. I don't ever see a foul guy goes, all right, yeah, I got him. Yeah. They're all screaming like, what are you looking at?
Right.
But guess what? Let's just look at I'm not a big LeBron James fan, but when he was going to the basket and got fouled, blatant, how do you miss that? How do you miss that? And I'm going to ask Javie, how do you miss that?
Yeah, and you know what he's going to tell you?
What?
You can almost call foul on every play.
Right.
Just like you could call holding on every play in football. If you watched the line,
but you had someone watching every
position,
flag. His arm was going up for a layup, and he literally got slapped.
And the league admitted it was a wrong call after the game.
How do you?
But that happens.
But the league doesn't always admit there's a wrong call. So
but
that
it can't.
situation.
But Mike, see what you just said? It happened. It can't happen. That type of miss can't happen. That can't happen. That's how
they're
blatant.
Not robots. They're not perfect. What do you mean it can't happen? Of course it can happen.
Well, yes, literally it can happen.
Well,
but
it literally can
It's
happen.
but I mean, it's always going to happen.
But Mike, don't you feel like when the league admits, like the league doesn't always
Yeah.
admit there's a mistake.
When they admit there's wrong, they were
Doesn't
wrong.
that make it feel more of a bad situation?
Absolutely, but that doesn't mean it's going to change. It doesn't mean it's going to
It
change.
needs to
guys.
change, though.
It needs to change.
Then you have to change.
So
the
here's
way
all right.
you
So
have
how about
refs.
let me?
So do you have 5 refs on the field?
Let me interject this too. I don't know, and I can only speak for the guys that I've met: Steve Javie, Curry Frazier, and Bob McAwee. The one element to them is they're great character people. They have great morals, great people. They're you know what I mean?
You brought that
Billy,
up.
when you asked them about instant replay, for example, because a lot of them didn't have instant replay for parts of their careers,
right?
Correct.
But they said we don't like instant replay because it takes away from what we're doing. But they say if the ultimate goal is to get it right, we're okay with it. A situation like that, couldn't replay have stepped in and fixed that situation?
How about this, Mike? How about they only get a minute if it takes longer than a minute to look at a replay and say get the right call, then you should go with the call that was made on the court of the field.
I agree with that.
The ice.
What's
taking so long?
Really quick before we get to commercial break, it's gonna be an amazing experiment to see in real time. So starting this weekend is the new XFL.
Yep.
Okay. They're going to have it able that you can review anything. Coaches can challenge anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's time then. Now
It's
a 3-hour game is going to be 3
But
hours,
this is going to be a
20
great experiment. We're going to see if that actually works or not.
Mhm.
Because who's been advocating for this for a long time? Bill Belichick.
Wow.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, but you know what, Josh? You can't. I mean, well, let's see what Steve Javie has to say about that. He's an official. He was an official for years.
I'm just saying the XFL is going to try it out this season.
When we get back, I'm going to ask you guys four parts of the Super Bowl that stood out to you, like if that contributed to the Eagles' loss.
4 quarters? What?
4 plays.
Four
Plays.
4 things that happened in the
Four
game.
things that happened in the game. When we come back, I'm going to ask you because I've got a lot of stats. I've got a lot of good things to share with you as far as, I did my homework, right? Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. Well, I got the intern in here too on top of that.
I was going to say sharing is caring, but whatever.
All right. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. People, I want to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill. They're located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg. It's just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. Hey, it's an old school bar. It's got 18 big screen TVs. There's daily specials. They open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Every Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. You want to book a private party? Call Dave Lavari, 609-628-2225. Dave Lavari, he's a funny guy. Tara won the bottle of wine, went over, and they sent me a picture, and they had a great time at the Super Bowl at Lavari. So Lavari's is a great place to check out, and the food is delish. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action.
He's in the right circle. He scores! On the power play.
It's Flyers Canucks tonight. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hey, what's with the red, white, and blue tux?
I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, that explains the hat.
Yes, people seem to love that.
So, what brings you to Springfield, Sam? Springfield Mitsubishi in Atlantic City.
Taxes, madam. I want you
To put my tax refund in the bank.
Oh, you're not spending it on a car?
Oh, I'm getting a new car. But all you need is a dime. One dime down at Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
A dime? What a novel idea.
Ake is a brand new Mitsubishi's from 17.5.
17.5 for a new car?
Yeah, and you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty with as low as 2.9% financing.
2.9%.
Plus, if you bring home $350 a week, you can get up to $25,000 in credit.
Okay, I want you to put one dime down.
At the all-new Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville.
They service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Can I have my hat back?
New 23 Mirage, 17.5, dime down, $277 a month for 75 months at 5.55% APR plus tax title to qualified buyers.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. I love my Tiguan, by the way, Carlin. Yeah, man, I got all kind of bells and whistles on it. And go see Huey up there. I'll set you up with a nice Tiguan or the Atlas. They're really sharp cars, and they're real. I love it. I love my Tiguan.
You know, you were talking about when we went to break about Steve Javie being a gentleman and all that kind of thing. And those three gentlemen that they're all just, they were all gentlemen.
Class.
So Steve was known as what they called the trigger finger. He would call technicals, they thought left and right. Okay. The whole joke about it. But when you're down on the floor and you sit close,
right,
and you see what they go through, I'm telling you, when you see a ref call a technical on somebody, that guy went way over the board. Whoa, way. I mean, you're talking family stuff or your wife's stuff, or it's not just you missed the call or F this, F that. No, it's they went over. You usually see a ref walk away, and then he turns and looks at him and calls it T, because he just heard something that you just crossed the line, and he'll tell you.
All right, Carlin, give me. By the way, another stat that I thought was pretty amazing. This Devontae Smith became the first player ever to have more than 100 yards receiving in both the national championship game and the Super Bowl. So another kudos to Howie Roseman, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Howie.
Carlin, give me 4 plays that you thought changed
the
direction of this game.
In no particular order, I'd say the punt killed us.
Right. No doubt about it. The punt.
Halftime killed us, I think, with coaching staff.
So let's say a lack of being
Lack
able
of
to
adjustments.
adjustments. at
That's a
halftime.
great one. Lack of
Okay.
adjustments. Naturally, you got to think of what I consider was a bad call at the end of the game, but it was a call that had to be made.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, but you can't. So what are you saying, bad ref? You want to blame the refs? You can't blame the refs.
Why don't you blame the player? Player was the
All
one that
right,
held him.
well, yeah,
The player
but
held
he
him.
got burned.
He said,
So-
I held him.
Yeah.
Just really quick on that. Did you guys hear what they said on Get Up this week about that?
No, I missed that one.
So multiple players, like former players, were saying that if James Bradbury wore white gloves instead of black gloves, that penalty never gets called.
Not only
They
that,
don't
that
see
penalty, he did that earlier in the game, and it wasn't called.
But think about how tiny.
See,
of a
that's another
difference
thing.
that
Get about
is.
getting back to refereeing. They got to be more consistent. If you're going to call that penalty at the end of the game, then you need to call it during the
whole
game.
game.
Yeah. All right. What's your last one?
The wide receiver was it Watkins? He dropped
Quez
that.
Walk right in his
He-
hands.
He dropped. That was a
huge,
play.
very good,
Yeah.
Carlin.
That was a huge
See,
play
he's,
for
a-
me.
he's not only a basketball guy, he's a football guy.
That was a huge play
All right,
for me.
hey, Josh, I know. Don't give me these long diatribes. Just give me the
Number one, Sayamalo going offsides on the 3rd and short.
that's
the number-
a big one.
That's
Our
the
intern
number
likes that
one.
one. He likes that
I
one.
like that one.
Number 2 was them going for the field goal in the first half on the 4th down when they were on the other side of the 50 instead of going for
okay.
it.
Going for it. That's a
Because
great
let's
one.
face it, he always went for it. Why
All year.
why
All
change
year
it
he went
there?
for it.
I'm saying in the first half, not the second half.
That's
the
right.
First half.
I know.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with the what's his name? The Skylar Moore touchdown, because it opened the door for the Tony touchdown later.
Okay.
The Eagles got exposed. The Chiefs
So you're
took advantage.
talking with the first one was when Darius Slay didn't follow his man.
Yes.
Because I don't know what Darius Slay was doing, but you're talking he's an all-pro quarterback.
Well, I know what they're doing.
Look, they prepare during the that's what they prepare for.
It's he did not go with his man. It's because the Eagles have this thing where they switch off. And the problem is that when you switch off, you're giving the offense more time to get open.
All right, what's your fourth one?
My fourth one is the punt. Not the return, but the punt.
the actual low line drive punt.
That was a miserable punt.
Right.
That was a pathetic punt.
All right, I have Jalen Hurts' fumble. Well, let's face it, that cost
That was
us.
big.
That's a big.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yep.
Because Josh says Sayamalo jump, but that happened the next play. Darius Slay not picking up his man. The punt is my third.
The whole play itself.
The whole play itself, and the fact that they couldn't stop the Chiefs. The Chiefs didn't punt once. They didn't punt once.
They scored every
You know, the
time they
Eagles
touched
didn't
the
punt
ball.
once in the Super Bowl when they won against the Patriots. They didn't have one punt. So turnovers and not be able to stop the Chiefs were, I think, the two biggest.
Did we ever even put a hand on? Sometimes you don't have to sack a quarterback, but you can push him. At least he hits the ground. I don't think we ever put him on the ground.
No, I don't think we.
He was not sacked once.
Or even
the
touched,
entire game.
like not even pushed to fall down. Nothing.
I sat there after the game was over, and I was, I was upset, and I was at my cousin's house, and I ended up going home, and it didn't really sit in. Did it hit you that night?
So,
we knew you lost, but I mean, the depression. When did it like the next day was hard for everybody? It had to have been.
Well,
You said you're meeting people that are still 3-4 days later.
Yeah, they're taking it much harder than I did, and I don't know, it's because I played a lot and coached a lot. And so when the game's over, the game's over. Win or lose, you enjoy it that day or that night. But the next day you wake up, it's a whole new day. I don't let it get to me. But at the bar,
did you watch the halftime?
yesterday's?
Did you watch the halftime show?
Unfortunately,
Of course, yeah.
I did. I get up
I'm-
because I was focused in on the game. By the way, I recorded it and watched a little bit of it. I want to watch it again in its entirety. Of course, I'll speed up through the commercials.
Yeah,
but
did you have a favorite commercial?
Mine,
no doubt, was mine.
What's your favorite commercial out there?
The Dunkin' Donuts one.
The Dunkin' Donuts.
See,
one.
mine was the E-Trade babies at the wedding.
I don't know if I saw that one.
So every year they do the E-Trade baby. Bill, you know what I'm talking about, the E-Trade baby.
Yeah.
So, but this one was the one baby's getting married. And he's the guy, the voiceover guy. He's always the guy that the main E-Trade baby makes fun of. So he's getting married, and all the babies are there at the wedding. It was hilarious.
I love that when J-Lo drives up in the drive-thru
Yeah,
and looks at him and
that
goes,
was cool.
What are you doing here? Yeah, I mean, it was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
I didn't watch I didn't watch that much of the halftime, but you know what? I think the halftime shows are getting too big, too much.
Too crazy.
Too much.
I think you just don't like
By
the
the way,
music. I think that's what it is.
Do you know more people watch the halftime show than they do the actual game?
6 million more people watch the halftime than watch the whole game.
Because of her.
Is that crazy?
Because of her,
It's not because of her. It's all the show. What do you mean because of her?
It was one of the most watched halftime shows ever.
But the
They
halftime.
don't want to see her
and
do a
it's
perform.
because of her.
It's her. They were advertising her for.
By the way, ready for this? I got to be honest with you. I couldn't name one song she sings.
Me either.
As far as like,
I knew almost every
look at
song.
Andrew looking at me because he's 22 and
Right.
I'm
It wasn't-
me,
it wasn't
Me
for
and
me either.
Andrew appreciate this music, okay?
That's why.
Wow.
That's
Wait
how
a
we
minute,
started. We started this conversation, and I looked at you like halftime to me was no big deal.
Wait a second. My 7-year-old daughter starts singing a song called Umbrella.
Yeah.
Is there a song called? Is there,
Rella,
is there-
Rella. Yeah, so
Rella.
that's one of her
Right.
3 biggest songs
Right.
ever.
They know it.
I go to Eliza Grace. I said, "Hey, G, what?" She goes, "Because they were. I was replaying it. And she said, Bella, whatever the song is." I'm like, "How do you know that song?"
Yeah.
She's 7
Umbrella.
years
It's
old.
Umbrella by Rihanna. And it's actually a song that you should like, Billy. It's because it's about loyalty and friendship. The whole song is a Billy Schweim song, and he has no idea it exists.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk to the sportsbook consigliere. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to talk with Steve Javie. But then afterwards, remind me, Carlin, I want to talk about the free agents. We got 20 free agents. And we got to get a little Sixers in because Sixers are on the NBA break, right? They're the All-Star break.
Awesome.
I want to, because you're the NBA guy, I want to pick your brain on a few things. And then, of course, I got my Philly shirt on because guess what? Pitchers and catchers.
They're down there throwing.
Right?
They are
Are
throwing.
you ready, Carlin?
I am.
By the way,
I
I
am
think we're going to have Tommy Green back this year.
Oh,
I'm looking
good,
forward to
good.
that with On the Mound
Good
with Tommy
insight.
Green. Yeah. That was a
insight.
very popular segment that we did last year. And you know what? I think a little bit too because I don't want to say because of superstition, but it went so well last year. We had so much fun. We want to do it again.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this will be a typical baseball season where people get excited like come September if they're in it. I think people are going to be excited from day one.
Yeah, from day one. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey, PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Do I seem subdued to you today, Carlin? Am I mellow? Like, I feel like I'm a little bit more mellow than I have been.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just one notch down. Okay? Just one notch.
All right, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV-worthy being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at RDS Auto Group today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Or visit them online anytime at motml.com. And you know how valuable it is to have them pick you up and drop off when you have car trouble or if you have to get something done on your car. They pick you up. They pick it up. That's pretty big. All right, when we return, we'll talk with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio, the spotlight turns to the NBA's best.
Here comes Showtime with the hammer. Antetokounmpo rocks the rim.
Team LeBron and Team Giannis go head-to-head in the NBA's 72nd NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City.
James, three, left side. That's good. LeBron James.
The NBA All-Star Game. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
It's the NBA on 97.3 ESPN, your exclusive home for the NBA Finals.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee. Those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through March 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
For exceptional savings on your next BMW, visit BMW of Atlantic City. Lease a new 2023 BMW X1 xDrive 28i for $559 a month for 36 months. Or lease a new 2023 BMW X3 xDrive 30i for $599 a month for 36 months. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, Josh Henning pushing all the buttons. Intern Andrew Leeds is here. And we're getting ready to talk to the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan. But he reminded me that I don't need to text him and remind him that he'll get in here.
He'll be here.
Carlin, I feel like I kind of feel like I'm like not let down, but like emotionless right now today for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because like you need to like take a break and take a big deep breath and get ready for like a Sixers run or the beginning of baseball season.
Are you just drained? Do you feel like
that's what it could be?
You think it's you know what? Because we were so intense.
We went right from baseball, boom, right into football.
Carlin, that's a good point. We went from Super Bowl or World Series hype.
There was no letdown
into a Eagles run that we were in. Like we had expectations.
We won our first 3, 4, 5, 6, and we were just it was like a wave that never crashed. We just kept going.
Good analogy.
Then it crashed.
And then it closed out, like surfer terms. Yeah. It was a closeout. You know, like when you're going down. So when the wave breaks over your head, right?
Yeah.
And you're going down the line, and then the water comes back from the other way, and it closes you out. You get closed out. We got closed out. Surfer terms. Jalen Hurts played a whale of a game. In this game, I mean, he did everything. Yes, and that's but you can't put the ball on the turf. That came back to bite him.
I don't think it came back to bite him. I don't agree.
But nobody's ever really made too much
because the very next drive they scored.
Yeah, but still, Josh, that's 7 point. We lost by 3. That's a 7 point
because of your defense, not because of the Hurts fumble.
Yeah.
Your defense should be able to hold a lead in the Super Bowl. You scored 35 points. Hurts did his job, in my opinion.
Well, I just don't know why. I mean, I know that's a 7-point swing. It really hasn't. Nobody really made that much of it this year
Because the defense failed.
All right. Now it's time for our exciting animated guest that we anticipate talking to every single Saturday.
Or what he's wearing.
Yeah. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Look at Dave Sharapan. By the way, we're broadcasting live on my YouTube channel, so you can check out Dave right there. Good morning, Dave.
Hi, Billy. Hi, Carlin. Hi, Josh. Oh, boys. I didn't want to. I didn't set the alarm this morning to wake up and do the hit. I thought we were done. I thought the Eagles lost. We came on. We yelled for 17, 20 weeks, whatever it was. I wore my sunglasses.
I love those glasses.
I do. I
love that Super Bowl hat.
Look, this Super Bowl hat. I picked up some merch.
I love that.
The glasses were given to me by Tyreek Hill, Soul Runner. These are called the Soul Runner glasses from Tyreek Hill.
Love it.
Yeah. So he was here for the Pro Bowl. I ran into him. I went to look for some more Eagles gear at a store that I was going to all season. The store is gone when I get there. This is the day before I leave. It's a pop-up store for the Pro Bowl, and Tyreek Hill was there. It's his brand. So he gave me these. I told him I'm going to Arizona. He said, take these glasses with you, pick them, I'll get you a bunch of other gear. I'm getting a bunch of gear to wear. And I had my own endorsement deal down there. So it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people, do a lot of stuff. It was great.
Now, Dave, we're going to ask you this question because you're in Vegas. You're from Pittsburgh. You're not per se an Eagles or Chiefs fan. So you're unbiased and you didn't really have a dog in the fight, obviously, than what you bet on. That being said, what's your emotion? What's your feeling like of the looking back in retrospect of the whole Super Bowl experience?
So, I mean, you guys know
you were there because you were at Radio Row. You were there all week.
I was there the whole week. I was going to go to the game, and a couple kids that I've known now for a few years from the business, Philly fans, Eagles guys. They're like, Dave, I got a ticket. It's $3,000. Do you want it? I said, I can't do it. I just can't. I can't justify the spend.
Right.
And I want to give it to somebody. Like if you were there, you can go. Like if you're an Eagles fan,
right?
I had some friends and stuff that I was like, I would love to get them a ticket. So I had ticket opportunities. I just didn't take them. And then someone was going to take me to the game, and I was like, it's just I don't feel that I need to go. And so I left and came back and drove back Sunday, made it home in time for the kick, watched the entire game, every single play. And I was like, how can you make that call at that time? It was a penalty, but there's penalties all the time that they let go. Like they're supposed to get together.
And he did that earlier in the game. Bradbury wasn't called for that. Same exact thing.
It happens. And it was just one of those things that, we've been talking about it all week on Bostonian versus the book and all other shows that I do, that at that moment, I don't think you can make that call. If you're going by the letter of the law and they get together and they go, listen, there's 2 minutes left. There's no flag. Let it go. Pick it up. Let them kick the field goal.
Swallow your whistle.
Sometimes it happens. Like it's okay. But they stuck with the call. The game was great. I enjoyed the game. Like I really had fun watching the game. The commercials, it's a shame because when we were young, it was like the commercials were such a big deal. And we didn't get all of that. But I thought it was a great game. I was disappointed in the ending. I had both sides of the game. I bet over. All of that is fine. It all worked out. But you just know how hard it is to get that opportunity and to have it taken away by a flag and decided. The Chiefs did the right thing by running to the one and sitting on the ball. You can't blame them that's the game. That's what you're supposed to do. And, they won the game because of it. But I felt like we were just left with something missing by the end of the game.
And not only that, but with that call, Jalen Hurts did have the ability to come to even mount a comeback. You know what I mean? I mean, you look at some of the things that Jalen Hurts did. I mean, he finished the game with 4 TDs, 3 rushing and 1 passing, 374 total yards, and 103.4 rating. I mean, he played a great game, man.
All his props went over. Everything he had went over. They were cashing tickets after the Super Bowl until Monday afternoon, trying to get rid of all the props. If Mahomes was the only one that the props didn't go over. So a lot of books, buddies I know, they're like, yeah, the props beat us up. I mean, that's what happens in a 38-35 game.
Yeah.
You pay. The books know, like, listen, that's one of those ones where who didn't score? 38-35. Right. Who didn't score? So you got to pay. I mean, Sky paid. Everybody paid. So it's just
it's over, Dave.
Games.
It's over. All over.
We move on.
It's all over.
Great season. Now we move on.
We're talking with the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsPKConsig. Bostonian versus the book. And soon enough, MLB, baseball, pitchers and catchers, Dave Sharapan.
Did you see that? I did a hit with Excursion and Billy Ripken.
Yes, I did see that.
It was
You
so
said that to
funny.
me. It was very good.
You try to control your environment in that media row, which, by the way, is changing too. It's not the same. But a guy walked into the shot, and Billy Ripken goes to me, and I've never done a show with him before, but we did that show, and
you were pretending you were talking to me.
Did you hear? The guy's over my shoulder. Billy Ripken goes, Dave, who's that guy? Is that Scott Bush? And I turn around. I'm like, I'm on the air. And he goes, Dave, who is that guy? And I go, Billy, I could have used you here, Billy. It felt like me talking to you. I rewatched the clip, and Billy Ripken got off, and they texted me after and said that was outstanding. I said, you guys should watch the hit that I do with Billy and Carlin and Josh on Saturdays, because I talked to them just like I was talking to you. Billy!
It was had me in hysterics. It was great.
It was good.
So I am like, so I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like melancholy today. I'm like, I'm not all jacked up. I come running down here. I go through the toll booth. Ebony's in there. I said, where's Donnie's? Because last time I came through, she was all eagled up. Everybody was all eagled up. The Wawa, the schools, everything. And now, losing in the Super Bowl is a tough pill to swallow.
Now it's just me. I'm the only person left wearing anything Eagles.
Yeah, I decided to wear Phillies.
And
Carlin,
Andrew the intern.
By the way, Andrew's got something on for the Eagles. Carlin used to be a Big Ten guy. Now he's an SEC guy.
He's wearing a Vanderbilt pullover.
He's got a Vanderbilt pullover on. You gotta support. But
don't listen to him. Dave.
But one thing, you take a step back. You take a deep breath. And we have the Sixers. If they can continue the magic, right, Carlin? We didn't expect the Phillies to go to the World Series.
No,
we expected the Eagles to go and win. But what's to say? And I know that there's a lot of controversy what I might say next, but the Sixers could go on a run. Why not?
No,
everybody doesn't think they're good enough to win Milwaukee and Boston. They can't get by, but guess what? When you get to the playoffs, anything can happen.
This is every week, Dave. With the Sixers, every week we keep.
Listen, it's so hard to be a Philadelphia sports fan. It's so hard. You guys have scar tissue that just doesn't exist in a lot of cities. You get beat up, and Billy's just trying to just pretend like it's over. It's done. Let's just move on to basketball.
Right to the final. Right to the final.
The disappointment that's coming with the Sixers right now. I mean, seriously.
I wish I could pull my heart right out of my chest and put it right here.
You wear it right there all the time. Like, listen, I mean, Josh is in denial stage. He's wearing black. It's the Eagles black.
It's the stages of Greece, Dave. Come
I
on.
understand. This is
that's
fine.
too
This
funny,
is what
man.
we do. We talk about it like this. We get
It's therapeutic.
to the stage. It is. It's therapeutic.
I'm working on my emotions. Billy's the one in denial. He's the one wearing the Phillies shirt.
Hey, listen, I didn't come in all guns a blazing today. I'm like mellow.
You're mellow.
Well,
You're like
listen,
one
Monday,
level down.
Tuesday, Wednesday, it was all
You get me
talking
fired up, Carl. I mean, you Sharapan, you're the one that gets me fired up.
Stop yelling at me, Billy. I woke up late. All I thought about when I got over to the computer and get the microphone set up, what game is Carlin going to ask me about today? There's 150 college basketball.
I got a good one.
No,
I got a good one. I'm right. Listen, hey,
Wait a
Dave,
minute. That's
Dave,
what we said
Dave,
to Carlin.
This show ends at 12. I'm telling you, I'll be home by 12:30, so I only miss a couple minutes.
Right.
Well, you might as well ask him now.
Going up to Holy Cross Colgate today. Killer game, Dave.
You gotta be kidding.
Colgate's minus 18.5. Bank it. Bank the win.
Take the dog, Carla. What the hell are you talking? What the hell are you talking? This is the only show in America that I can ask about the Holy Cross.
Holy Cross, baby.
See, I was sweating.
Colgate.
All I thought was, oh,
You're
no.
sweating. I'm crying.
Colgate's going to be. Listen, Colgate's going to be in the March Madness. You watch.
Are they really?
You heard it
It's
from
gonna be
me.
Bombers from last year.
Oh, I literally I wake up, I roll over, I see my phone. Oh, book. You know, I get the Billy text. I said, oh no, I gotta run over here. I grab a hat, I come over, and I'm scrolling through while I'm signing on. What game is he gonna ask? What game is Charlie gonna ask me about? There's 150 college basketball games. And I would have lost 148 times.
Forget about Tennessee's playing Kentucky and all those games of Villanova, Providence. No, I want to know about Holy Cross Colgate.
Either that or the All-Star game I thought was coming. You know, I saw All-Star game betting. The total's 325. It's the hardest thing in the world to book. That's the hardest thing to bet. I was like, is he going to ask about? No, he's going to ask about like who Drexel. I thought
LaSalle.
Drexel's playing Hampton and Drexel's laying 5. I said, Drexel. NC Wilmington's playing Delaware. Blue Hens are laying 1.5. I thought maybe he's coming with that. Believe me, I did the homework. I was looking fast. You got me with the Holy Cross Colgate game.
Dave, you know what?
It's the best part.
We're taking it easy today on you. We're not gonna
By the way, NBA All-Star game, just go over. Doesn't matter. Just go over.
The Kobe ending, it's so confusing, but yes, go over. I like Dame Lillard to win a 3-point shootout. That's fun today. You can bet that.
All right.
The
I like
dunk
that.
contest was so many good memories for me as a kid growing up. I absolutely loved it. And now it's all about the 3-point contest. I mean, that is the best thing about NBA All-Star Weekend. Sixers aren't going to beat right now as constructed, Billy. The Sixers are not going to beat the Celtics or the Bucks in a 7-game series. That's the reality of the situation, Billy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I guess you didn't pay attention to the Philly season. You weren't watching the Eagles.
It doesn't matter.
My Philadelphia team, we're going to surprise people. The Sixers are going to really surprise you all when it comes to late in the spring.
Listen, Billy, if you're right, we will all join you on a
we'll
Saturday and tell
Bro.
you you were right.
Yeah.
But when you're wrong, and when me and Dave and Mike Carlin are here with you in
Dave.
April or May, you're going to have to give some comeuppance here.
Dave, you know what I've been telling them? Tell me what you think. The Sixers are a really good team.
Yes.
They're just not a great team. Great teams win it all. They're a good team. They're a very good team.
Missing. I don't know what it is specifically, whether it's that just nasty dog of a defender that's going to elbow everybody and be nasty. Like they got to go get a Dennis Rodman. It's not easy to do, but they got to go get.
They thought it was Tucker.
Guy.
They were hoping it was going to be Tucker.
Tucker's going to start turning on here down the stretch. You watch.
Or what about like I have questions about Doc. Like I don't know what goes on. Sometimes they look like they blow games. They go through these stretches where they just should be scoring, they're not, or making stops and they're not, and it just something's missing.
Other than Embiid, you have 3 guys that you truly cannot count on. They can have great games. Don't get me wrong. Harden can have a great game. Harris can have great. Maxey can have great. But in a series, 7-game series, I don't think they can put one game into another game into another game. You're going to have Joel Embiid scoring 35, 40, 45 points a game, and the team's going to be like, just let him score.
But you
40,
just mentioned
stop everybody
Embiid,
else.
Mike. Here's the problem. I keep bringing this up, people, and nobody has a good answer for this, Dave. Maybe you do. I don't know. So a few games ago, and B gets the rebound. He runs the fast break himself, lumbering down the court on the fast break. Nobody runs with him. No one.
I mean, did they not see the big man
There's
running
no
the break? Like,
1-2.
why were they not running? I don't know.
These players don't have 1-2, Dave.
Oh, whoa, Josh, whoa! This is now you're
That's
bringing
pretty
the heat.
big.
I mean, now you're coming strong. I don't know. There's something missing, and I again, the odds are good. Billy, take your shot while you can.
Okay.
There's all kind of things happening. The other thing that I wanted to bring before we go, the Philadelphia Flyers are the best team in the NHL on the puck line up to this point in the season.
Wow.
You can take them plus a goal and a half pretty much. If you've done this up to this point, betting wise, they're the best team in the league somehow on the puck line.
Wow.
Just keep that
And
one
they
in
got
your back
smoked
pocket.
by the Kraken the other night.
They did.
6-2, and they
did
go up
not
to
cover
play
the puck,
the Rick Tocchet coached Vancouver Canucks tonight.
That's all Billy
Over.
cares about. He's not watching the All-Star stuff tonight.
Over.
I'm
Just
watching-
bet the
I'm
game
watching the
over,
game.
Billy.
Yeah,
That one's
okay.
going over. Yeah.
I'll
Say-
have to text my boy Chief because he talks to talk every day, and of course I can't tell you what they say. But
Oh no!
it's,
No,
yeah,
no,
pretty
no,
colorful,
I can
pretty
only
animated.
imagine what
Let's
they're
keep
saying.
this PG, Billy.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. We'll get canceled right now. This is not a Saturday morning
All right,
conversation.
real quick.
Yes, sir.
I was going to talk to you a little bit about baseball, but we're running out of time.
Right.
Because can the Phillies repeat or at least get back to the World
Oh,
Series?
well,
I mean,
one of
you're
the
talking the
joys
NL
of
East.
Post
That's a
Super Bowl is doing the baseball work. And I was out last night with some people from back east. We were out walking around, and I was grabbing all the sheets and getting all the numbers. This is my week to do all the baseball work, Billy.
Okay.
So
right.
I'll have all of those answers for you later. The Phillies can repeat. It's probably the best division in baseball. We'll shore up some numbers, and we'll have a better answer for you.
All right.
Then. Do you want to go to Clearwater? Do you want to meet down in
Well,
Clearwater?
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to get down.
When are you
there.
gonna be
I mean,
down?
I just.
What
Are you going down there? Are you going?
Well, I'm trying to make some arrangements because there's this World Baseball Classic coming up, and the games are in Miami and in Phoenix. So I may end up in Phoenix a little bit for some of that and some spring training. But a lot of the teams that I want to see are in Florida, including the Phillies. So MLB and I are having some discussions. I will let you guys know. But,
Quick flight for us. It's a
All
quick
right.
flight.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, as always, we appreciate seeing you on Saturday morning. It wouldn't be a show without you. And have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
Good to see you, boys. Sorry about the Eagles, but
all right.
hope springs eternal. Let's
Yep.
go Sixers. And, of course, it's Phillies baseball season soon enough.
All right, there he is, the
See you later.
Sportsbook Consigliere live on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. And by the way, before I read this next one, let's send out our well wishes to a speedy recovery for one Ken Dunnick, the publisher, ex-Eagle tight end and publisher of the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. Ken is recovering from a quadruple bypass
He's getting
surgery.
better every week.
And I heard he's still a little discomfort, but that could be expected, right?
Yep.
Continued well wishes to Ken and his family and for a speedy recovery. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. And when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I hope nobody had any questions about Jalen Hurts because he single-handedly kept this team in the game, man.
He did what he's been doing all year long.
This was on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
He played his tail off. And even the way he responded after the fumble by coming back the next possession and scoring that next drive, there's no question about what his dominance is.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN ESPN free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, what's with the red, white, and blue tux?
I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, that explains the hat.
Yes, people seem to love that.
So, what brings you to Springfield, Sam? Springfield Mitsubishi in Atlantic City.
Taxes, madam. I want you
to put my tax refund in the bank.
Oh, you're not spending it on a car?
Oh, I'm getting a new car. But all you need is a dime. One dime down at Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
A dime? What a novel idea.
Ake is a brand new Mitsubishi's from 17.5.
17.5 for a new car?
Yeah, and you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty with as low as 2.9% financing.
2.9%?
Plus, if you bring home $350 a week, you can get up to $25,000 in credit.
Okay, I want you to put one dime down.
At the all-new Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville.
They service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Can I have my hat back?
New 23 Mirage, 17.5, dime down, $277 a month for 75 months at 5.55% APR plus tax title to qualified buyers.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
The heart is the strongest muscle in the body, but even the strongest muscle can wear down. That's where Southeastern New Jersey's Strongest Heart Care comes in. With more specialists, treatments, and life-saving procedures, Atlanticare Heart Institute is the region's only comprehensive cardiac program. So if your strongest muscle isn't beating its best, talk to Atlanticare, the region's strongest heart program. Atlanticare.org/heart.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right. How fast did that first hour go, Carlin?
Woo! Flying by.
Dude, do we love the book or what? Is he
Dave's
funny?
great.
He's hysterical.
Dave's great.
He's very, and he's smart. He's right on.
Very knowledgeable. People got to listen to him for his picks.
See, you guys. That's why I needed to text him because he was sleeping. He just sent us a text, said he was sound asleep. Remember, it's 2 or 3 hours difference in Vegas.
3 hours. It's always 3 hours.
Hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2. When we come back, we're going to talk with a former NBA official and current rules analyst for ESPN TV broadcast, Steve Javie. We'll talk to Steve Javie. And then after that, we'll just continue with more sports talk right here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, Josh Hennick, the intern, Andrew Leeds is in with us. The locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action.
He's in the right circle. He scores! On the power play.
It's Flyers Canucks tonight. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
South Jersey Gas is your energy efficiency partner, helping you lower your utility bills and use less energy. Conserve, our free online energy efficiency resource, offers easy, helpful tips anyone can use to save energy and money. And check out our money-saving solutions, such as rebates, rebates and discounts, and free weatherization programs for income-qualified customers to help you use less and save more. Visit southjerseygas.com/conserve. With South Jersey Gas and Conserve, using less is really more. Together, we can commit to conserve.
3 people you should be 100% certain about: your barber, your plumber, and your tax pro. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and you can be 100% certain about your taxes. We'll get you your maximum refund guaranteed, and we'll back your return for life. Don't be kind of certain or almost certain. Be 100% certain. Switch to Jackson Hewitt today and get 50% off tax prep. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Every small business owner knows business can happen anytime, anywhere. The office, the warehouse, or on the road. And no matter where it takes you, there's one solution to help your business thrive. Comcast Business Complete Connectivity. It's the largest, fastest, reliable network with advanced gig speed Wi-Fi and cyber threat protection in one solution. Get started with internet for just $49 a month. Plus, add Comcast Business Mobile and you can save up to 60% a year on your wireless bill. And ask how to get up to $1,000 in prepaid cards.
Flight 291 is down.
Yep, you're going places. And when you get there, be ready to do business. The complete connectivity solution from the company that powers more small businesses than any other provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires Eagle and autopay. New 50 megabits per second internet. Customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Gig internet required for gig Wi-Fi. Mobile Savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
Why would anybody pay sticker or even above sticker when Bennett Chevy is selling new Chevys at GM supplier employee pricing? Think about how much you'll save at Bennett Chevy. While most other dealers are still charging MSRP and above, Bennett Chevy isn't like most dealers, selling new Chevys at GM supplier employee pricing and not a penny more. You'll enjoy a hassle-free discount along with a simpler buying experience. But that's just the beginning. You'll save even more with available 2.99% financing. 2.99%! That's unheard of in today's market. Looking for used? The good news continues. Bring us the worst clunker and get a guaranteed $8,500 towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $8,500 for total junk. Imagine how much more we'll pay for a good trade. And dealing with our non-commissioned sales staff is another hassle-free, delightful experience because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Sports is what we do.
You're in your car, you're in your house, you're wherever you are. You're a sports fan.
97.3 ESPN.
Because if you weren't a sports fan, you wouldn't be listening.
WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A town square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Set, red 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, and of course Josh Henning pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. And after talking to the book, we were a little melancholy. It's after the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl hangover, if you will.
Football comes to an end. Now it's NBA time.
It's all over.
And
now it's NBA time.
When you told me that you had got Steve coming on, I was
Right.
like, oh, I had a hard time sleeping last
So
night.
I don't even know.
I haven't talked to him in a couple years.
And when I spoke with Steve, I didn't even tell him that you're my new co-host. And I don't think, the fact that
Wait till he talks about the old PW days when he was refereeing.
All right, without any further ado, let's go to our second guest of the day. He's a great friend of the locker room. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in longtime NBA referee. He's now the rules analyst for ESPN broadcast of the NBA, Steve Javie. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning, Mike. How you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
How about that, Steve Javie? Mike Carlin goes, how did you get Steve Javie? I said, I've known Steve Javie.
My gosh, we go way back, Billy. Unbelievable.
I said, so it's got to be like.
Hey, Mike, you still in Ocean City?
I am. I told Billy when we were off the air, it's like, he's an Ocean City guy, along with God knows how many other former and NBA refs in Ocean City. You walk the boardwalk, every other guy's an NBA ref, seems like.
You got to watch out to blow a foul on you every time. Look out.
Yo, Carl will be riding his bike down the boardwalk and hear a whistle. And what I do? He crossed the lane.
Oh no! You look at listen.
Turn off the next street.
You look at Steve wrong. Technical. Boom.
Yeah, Steve. Mike Carlin says he says you blew the whistle kind of quick on him, man.
Well, Mike, is there something wrong with that?
So, Steve,
I know what you were thinking, Mike.
I know. I told Billy, I've been lucky enough with my son now with Cleveland that I've had some really good seats. And when you hear the stuff that goes on the court, I was telling Josh and Bill, I was like, when a technical is called, you have no idea how over the line that guy went to that referee to call. They don't just call technicals to call technicals. And when you hear the stuff that's on the floor being said and they don't call it, you're like, man, he got away with that guy. And then you see the referee walk away and turn around and hit the tee. You know he crossed the line. Tell him, Steve.
Well, Mike, it's an interesting point you make, because a lot of times the analysts on TV, when you see the referee gives a player a technical foul or a coach technical foul, they'll sit there in their booth and say, "Well, it didn't look like he deserved much," and but they don't know the buildup, like you just said, Mike. The buildup of it all, what they've said prior, what they said that he walked away from, they had to be tolerant of, and all of a sudden, finally, it hits the boiling point and saying that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you officials have to have a thick skin, that's for sure, because not only they probably talk about your mom, your wife, your dog, everything.
Billy, I don't mind them talking about them as long as they don't talk about me.
Although if Mary Ellen gets a hold of it, she'll blow a technical on you.
Yeah, but you can't tell her that, Billy. Just don't tell her.
You got to tell Mary Ellen. We said, no, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but I met Steve Javie many years ago when I worked at U.S. Airways. Steve's wife now was a ticket agent, and I used to see Steve when the referees. You guys you flew domestically, right? I mean, you didn't have a charter flight, and I'd see Steve at the airport all the time, and that's how we met.
Man, small world.
Yeah, that's Mike, and that's how I met my wife, through the airport.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that is crazy. Now, a lot of people don't know. I was telling Billy today before the show started, and Josh, I was like, a lot of people look at Steve as just being an NBA guy. I said, they don't know that he was a baseball guy before an NBA guy, played for Temple. And then after Temple went down to what was it? The Florida State League. Weren't you an umpire down there for a little bit, Class A?
I was an umpire after that. After my playing days, I was an umpire. Yes.
So when did you finally get to the point where, okay, baseball's coming to an end? How did basketball start for you?
Yeah, that's interesting, Mike. You're right. In college, I actually signed up when I was at Temple playing baseball there. I remember I was playing intramural basketball at Temple, and I saw a sign that they needed referees to referee intramural basketball for $10 a game. And I went hey, why not? I mean, if I do 2 or 3 games, a night or something like that, I can make my weekend money, that kind of stuff. And that's how it really all started. I really enjoyed it. And so I joined the local, at 20 years old, I joined the local Norristown chapter for the PIAA, took my test and started refereeing, 5th and 6th grade boys and girls and so on and so forth. And so that's how it started at Temple, and then just worked my way up. People think, I guess you start right away. You want to be in the NBA, so you start doing minor league games in the NBA. I was doing 5th and 6th grade boys and girls at, White Marsh Junior High. Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. That was me. That's when I had you.
I
just didn't know what I had on the court next to me. So a lot of people don't know.
Guess what? No, Mike, you knew what you had on the floor. This guy really stunk.
Little did we know he was going to be from the White Marsh, from LaSalle High, that you were going to make it to where you did in the NBA. And a lot of people don't know, again, a lot of things that just a normal person wouldn't know. But is it true, if I remember right, you did Michael Jordan's last game?
His last regular season game. Yes, his last regular season game. Yep.
So I mean, that's something to have in the back of your head that, not too many people can say that kind of thing. And what was it like? Could you feel that it was his last game? Like, was he different
Was there
in
any
that game?
any added pressure on you because of that, Steve?
Now, Billy, no. I mean, to me, I know what I always think, Billy, about pressure. Pressure is self-imposed.
Right.
It really is self-imposed. And so, no, there really wasn't added pressure. You put pressure on yourself to excel and so on and so forth, that kind of stuff. But like, because you have a star in the game, so what? But no, you knew it was obviously the build-up for the last game of his regular season, of his career, regular season game of his career. And it was, yeah, you knew it was, and the players knew it was. Matter of fact, I did something, Mike, and I haven't said this too many times to people. Like, I think if I remember correctly, they took him out of the game, then he put him back in the game to finish the game. And he's on the free throw line, like in the last minute or two or something like that, and the fans start cheering. And I held the ball, like in the middle of the lane, just so I wanted everybody to take it in. And then I just said to the players on the lane something about like, and I can't even quote myself, but something about, you know what? If you guys are like half the ball player and guy he is, then this league's going to be okay. You know, so just
right. I remember you said it to all the young guys, like the young guys, like the rookies or 1 or 2 years. Like, if you can have a career like he had, you guys will be okay, kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Anybody would be okay, wouldn't they? Holy moly!
We're talking with
some career. He really did.
We're talking with former NBA referee Steve Javie. Now he's the rules analyst for ESPN, the NBA TV broadcast. Steve, the officiating, a lot of the officials in NBA and NFL, they're really getting criticized and scrutinized a lot recently. I remember we had that roundtable meeting, or roundtable show with you, Bob McElwee, and Curry Frazier. That's something I'll never forget. I was around greatness, Mike Carlin. These guys combined cream of the crop in each one of their respective sports. But I remember you guys talking about no makeup calls. You don't think about making a makeup call, Steve.
Yeah, that's true. No, Billy, 100% right. Makeup calls are really, if any official has ever said he had a makeup call, then he's not an official.
Right.
He really isn't, and especially when you get to the level of a professional level where you've worked that hard to get to your career, you're not going to miss a call on purpose because you might have missed a call. Here's the thing. That call you just made that everybody sees on replay, slow motion, and finally they realize after the third time that you missed a call, you don't know that when you're on the floor.
Right.
So how can I sit there and go like, I think I might have missed that one, and now miss another one intentionally? We're the officials in all levels of sports are graded every game for every call and every non-call, and that goes to like the end of their season ratings, and the end of the season ratings goes to the playoffs. The playoffs are the extra money. That's the bonus for an official. That's the incentive for the official in any sport to excel at his, sport and get as many plays right as he can. So if I'm missing plays intentionally, I'm actually taking money out of my pocket for my family. If I missed a play, I missed it. My father used to say, and my father, as you well know, Billy, was an official in the NFL for 30 years. Yeah. My father used to say the best official has the shortest memory. And it's true. If you did know you missed a call, you forget about it. Because if you let that harbor and you let that think, it drives you crazy. It's like, all right, you missed a call, so what? Why did I miss it? All right, let's get in better position. Let's not guess on the play. Think of why maybe you missed it, and then just don't do it again.
Now, Steve Javie, a lot of it was made in the I know you're NBA, but in the NFL, in the Super Bowl, the Bradbury call, apparently the official, that had happened a couple plays earlier in the game where he didn't call it, and all of a sudden it's crunch time, and then he calls a holding play, which was, but do officials, like, how can I say this? Do officials like say let him play? You know what I mean? Are we going to be tough on these guys today? Or are we going to let them play? Does that ever come up?
Yeah, I see that 3 words "let them play" is really a tough one because that means you can let mayhem sit in there. But let me say this first: I've been an Eagles fan since they won it in 1960. My father officiated that game in Franklin Field, and I was 5 years. I was 5 years old. Yeah. And so I bleed Eagles green. That's the only sport I'm a fan of. Basketball is my job. Baseball I played. Football I've always loved the Eagles. I really have. So it took a couple days for me to get over that. But I should say probably not a couple because I'm a little more mature nowadays. But no, that's a tough situation there because as soon as you see the flag, and it's funny they had a thing of Jason Kelce saying game's over. Exactly right. Game is over. first of all, I admire the defensive back for standing up and saying, yeah, I did hold him. I did, I held the jersey. I hold it, it's tough. You hate to, as an official, to make a call that actually ends the game. I mean, like the team didn't even get a chance to tie it. Even in basketball, being aware of the score, being aware of the surroundings and saying like, all right, this one team is down 3. Is it marginal or is it illegal contact? And so in that situation, they have to sit there and deem it marginal contact or illegal. And Billy, like you said, if he said he got away with it before, hey, I'm not going to criticize the official in that situation because it's a holding call. The NFL says it's holding. The defensive back says it's holding. We as fans sit there and go, I kind of wish he didn't call it. And so did Bradbury. He wished he didn't call it too. But unfortunately, that's what happened. I think sometimes we get eyes are so green with the Eagles, we don't realize how poorly their defense played in the second half and couldn't stop Kansas City. Those 2 wide open touchdowns. I don't know. I don't know how you could ever.
Or blown coverages, no doubt about it. We're talking with Steve Javie, former NBA official. He now is the rules analyst on the ESPN broadcast. Hey, Steve, as an analyst, a rules analyst, you're asked to scrutinize the officials, right? You're analyzing the call that they made, and then are you maybe even second guessing them? Does that put you in a difficult position?
Yes and no, Billy. It does. I mean, I think you can scrutinize because I think any good official has to be, number one, the one thing he has to be is objective with himself. And if there's a call on the court that I see that either it's a rule misinterpretation or maybe even just a judgment call that happens so quickly on the court, if I see it and I see that the guy got fouled and he didn't blow the whistle and they come to me, I would explain like maybe why the official didn't blow the whistle, and that if the official sees this in the locker room afterwards, he's going to wish he had a whistle. So I think it's the way you scrutinize is one thing. I think it's so important because if you just sit there and say, I don't know how he missed that call, what's going on out there? These officials stink. And that's what you hear these hometown people do sometimes. I think every official, and hopefully over the years that I've earned the respect of the officiating community, where I can add my expertise and say, hey, in my judgment, I would have called this. In my judgment, my opinion, and so on and so forth. And hey, it's okay to disagree, but sometimes I think officials, when they go back in the locker room and look at it and say, yeah, I missed that call, or gosh, I pushed that rule aside and I shouldn't have. So, I mean, there's a fine line you walk, but it's all a matter of how you put it, Billy.
So, Steve, 25 years in the NBA, great career. You're one of a few refs that can say that you did over 1,000 games. So you've seen and heard everything on the floor. Tell us one story that stands out in your mind, because when you're watching the game from home, or even if you're in the stadium, you don't hear everything. Who was your all-time trash talker? Not so much to you, but to other players that they just like stood out. You like when you went into that arena, you knew you were in for a night listening to this guy. But does anybody stand out?
That's a great question.
That's a great question, Mike. It really is. I mean, there obviously nowadays there's a lot of trash talkers on the court. There's no doubt. And a matter of fact, I'm pushing away from the question, but I'll get back to it. Matter of fact, the NBA, when I was in there, they actually had to put a rule down about trash talking because it got into some physical altercations where guys didn't like what somebody, trash talked them or taunted them. So they had to put some rules in there. But I think the guy who, and I didn't, it's funny, Jordan was pretty good, they said, but I didn't really hear him that much. Larry Bird was just incredible.
Wow.
Larry Bird had a
way. Did you expect that?
He just had a way of saying a couple words at the right time, and the other guy would just shut up. He really did. He was amazing. And he didn't do it in a disrespectful way. He was just basically saying, here's what I'm going to do. I remember one time at the captain's meeting, I remember a name by Phil Hubbard. Phil Hubbard played for Cleveland. He was a captain. He was actually the captain of the Cavaliers, but the sixth man on the bench. And what a nice man he was. I mean, really great gentleman and professional. And we're at the captain's meeting, and they're just chatting. He and Larry Bird were chatting just a little bit, and Larry Bird just said something like, you know what? I've been kicking your guys' butt. By the time you get off the bench, you'll be down 20. And it was like, Phil Hubbard just looked at him like, oh, my God, what can I say to that? I mean, Larry Bird was great. Larry Bird was really good at that.
Well, Steve, I got to tell you, man, I just wanted to get you on. And we haven't every time I see you on television, I got to tell you, just put a smile on my face. You're such a nice guy, class act. And We'll be seeing you, obviously, summertime in Ocean City.
we got to come to the studio.
And we'll have to have you in the studio and have some fun. But we really appreciate talking to you today and enjoy. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah, Billy, Mike, thanks. And Billy, don't hesitate to call as we get closer to the playoffs and so on.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to come on anytime with you guys.
And tell Mary Ellen we said hello.
Absolutely, Billy.
You got it,
brother.
All right.
Thanks, Michael.
Take care, buddy.
There he is, Steve Javie on the Maserati Mainline Sports Hotline. You know what the one word? Class.
Yeah.
He's a genuine,
gentleman,
real gentleman.
Yeah.
I love Steve Javie. All right, the second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on the 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere of the pub. They are now accepting social memberships are now available, starting at $25 a month. You can't beat that. Go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And, of course, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for us. Folks, let me tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg. Just 8 minutes over the Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. Straight shot. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. The food's great. Open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wing, $2.50 domestic drafts. Can't beat that. Live music every Friday night. Book a private party. Give Dave a call. Dave's a great guy at 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio, the spotlight turns to the NBA's best.
Here comes showtime with the hammer. Antetokounmpo rocks the rim.
Team LeBron and Team Giannis go head-to-head in the NBA's 72nd NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City.
James, three, left side. That's good. LeBron James.
The NBA All-Star Game. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
It's the NBA on 97.3 ESPN, your exclusive home for the NBA Finals.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hey, what's with the red, white, and blue tux?
I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, that explains the hat.
Yes, people seem to love that.
So, what brings you to Springfield, Sam? Springfield Mitsubishi in Atlantic City.
Taxes, madam. I want you
to put my tax refund in the bank.
Oh, you're not spending it on a car?
Oh, I'm getting a new car. but all you need is a dime. One dime down at Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
A dime? What a novel idea.
8 is a brand new Mitsubishi's from 17.5.
17.5 for a new car?
Yeah, and you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty with as low as 2.9% financing.
2.9%?
Plus, if you bring home $350 a week, you can get up to $25,000 in credit.
Okay, I want you to put one dime down.
At the all-new Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville.
They service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Can I have my hat back?
New 23 Mirage, 17.5, dime down, $277 a month for 75 months at 5.55% APR plus tax title to qualify buyers.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, Josh Henning, and the intern, Andrew Leeds here. Hey, so we were just talking about during the break about how, like, football is, like, going to the second week of February. And, like, basketball, like, some, like, pitchers and catchers started Thursday. And, like, the Sixers are relevant. We haven't really.
No one's talking about it.
And college basketball is really, like, in the shadows now.
Fell off the
Right? I mean, I've watched 2 Villanova games this year. I've watched 1 Purdue game. And, I mean, I watched the Sixers, but it's as far as, like, people talking about it. It's like that's not where the hype is.
It just goes to show that, you know, we got so used to Villanova being in top 10.
Yeah.
It may not have been 1 or 2, but sometimes they were 1 or 2, but they were always top 10, top 15. We were always talking about them. They were on TV all the time. They were on the newspaper. But it just goes to show when you don't have a team in the Philadelphia area, even though we have 5 big Division I schools,
right?
When no one's good, no one's talking about it.
Isn't that funny?
No one even cares about
All right, so the NBA All-Star Weekend. I thought the NHL All-Star. I didn't like the NHL All-Star.
I don't like any of the
All-Star
games.
It didn't. And the NBA. The only thing I like, and Javie alluded to it, is a 3-point shooting contest. I love that. That's good.
I gotta be honest.
The
I'm
game
probably gonna
itself-
watch none of it tonight.
I probably won't watch. Oh, the 3-point shooting.
I probably won't watch any of
I
it.
will. I won't watch the game itself, though.
I'm gonna watch the game.
Why?
Because
What do you get out of that?
Well, first of all, I love what they're doing with the new format.
All right. Okay.
You know, they're this. It's gonna be like street ball in the park. You know,
but at
LeBron
least-
and Giannis are walking on the court. They're gonna pick sides,
But Josh,
and they're gonna play basketball.
if you've played basketball, street ball to me, where there's no referees, there's no going down the lane. I mean, it's gotten to the point where whoever gets the ball, they're such best friends with them. Oh, you want to score? Go ahead, score. They don't even play defense. It's like the Pro Bowl.
They play
in
defense at
football.
the end, though.
With a minute to go, maybe
So-
if it's
I don't know
close.
about that.
So how about
the fourth
this?
quarter? Because remember, there's money on the line.
In order
Yeah,
to prevent any
that's true.
potential embarrassment, this is what the league is degenerated to.
This part is stupid.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this is like the woke culture getting into everything. In order to prevent any potential embarrassment for whoever gets the last pick, ends up being the last pick, the All-Star captains will draft the reserve starters before the starters.
I mean, that's
Like
what
what you
happened-
know?
that's what happened
These
to Harden
people are.
last
But
year.
wait a minute, these people are NBA All-Star games. So who cares if they're the last pick in the thing? They're
Makes them
the
look bad.
oh, come on.
Remember Harden last year?
Okay,
That was
get over it.
huge.
Get over it.
They don't though, but that's how they're.
Are these guys that diva like?
Oh yeah,
divish. Like I mean, you can't be the last pick.
Yeah.
That they got to change
Not
it.
going to make me look that bad. That's the thing.
They're all stars though.
But you know what it is? It's like, so I don't know how
It's
familiar.
stupid.
So I'm not saying it's not stupid, but I'm trying to make an analogy for you, Billy. So you guys ever watch, like, for years, action heroes in movies, right? You know, back in the day, it was like, you know, Chuck Norris, Sly Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Modern day, it's like Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, stuff like that, right? Well, a lot of these guys have clauses in their contracts that they can't lose fights on movies.
So basically, what you're saying is it's like fixed.
Well, no, it's not fixed.
You know what I mean? It's all right. I don't maybe
It's-
fix
it's
is the
to-
wrong word.
It's
but
to create an illusion for marketing purposes.
Would you not agree that sports, and I wrote this in my article on 97.3 ESPN.com, sports is the best live reality show there is going. It's real. Now they're going to start interjecting like you can't hurt anybody's feelings because you're going to be picked last. You know what? Let's just go back to picking the NBA East against the West and just playing a game.
Play a game.
Just go play the
love
game.
that.
Why can't you do that, Carlin?
TV money.
I don't like it. I'm not watching. I'm not watching the game.
So out of the four of what's the best All-Star game you like? What sport?
Baseball. It's the
No
only
doubt.
one.
No doubt.
Without
That's the
question.
same way. You
Baseball's
got a
number-
pitcher throwing 100 miles an hour,
And the guy at the
there's
plate
no
wants to
holding
hit.
back. Right.
Right.
And he wants to hit. Every other
Baseball-
sport, it's I hate it.
Baseball's number one, but I still think the NBA is number two because the
What
NBA
other
is still
days- how about-
NBA is still the game.
How about the days when Pete Rose comes around and rolls
Knocks
over
you out.
Ray Fosse?
Well, that's never going to happen.
That's when sports was sports,
that's
Mike
when-
Carlin.
that's when
You
it
know
was
what?
good.
Well, first of all, sports are still sports today. Okay, these athletes are such amazing performers, and they can execute at such a high level. Let's not diminish them.
But you remember watching like the NFL Pro Bowl? I mean, it's ridiculous. Where the guy would no
The
tackle
NFL's
involved.
They played flag
and
football
that
this
was
year.
because no one was tackling before. Then it was like, okay, might as well
Well,
just
that's
put
because
flags.
that's because
But
the money's gotten so big. I mean,
that's just crazy.
Well, that's the thing.
All
You know,
right.
on one
I-
hand, you want
all
to
right.
make money. The other hand,
All
no one gets hurt.
All right, real quick, because like I said, football overshadowed everything.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Huge.
We hardly even saw anything about that.
Does
Really?
that change your mind who the best basketball player of all time is?
LeBron. No. I'm not. Wait, you think LeBron's the best ever?
I don't know how you can say he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Name another player. That
Michael
has-
Jordan.
Is Michael Jordan in the top
Got more
five?
rings
Is
than
Michael
anybody.
Jordan as a guard in the top 5 in assists?
He didn't play as long as LeBron.
He played baseball for a couple years. He took a couple years off.
So that's
So
the
that's
reason.
like that's equivalent to say Ted Williams. He was the best baseball player ever, but he took 5 years off to go fight the war.
You have a player that's in the top. He number 1 and 1.
I don't like
and
LeBron
top
James.
5
I
in
don't like
assists
LeBron.
and rebounds. He played every position.
So you think he's the best player ever?
5 years ago, I would have said no. Now I'm thinking he's the best
How many
player
years
of all
he's
time.
played? He's already in the
I
league.
don't
What,
care.
18 years?
Because he's playing. How many? Josh just said he's been playing for more years. He's averaging over 30 points a game.
At
the end of his career,
Josh,
everybody's saying.
he's my basketball guy, so I put a lot of
Think
stock
about
and
it.
value what he says.
He's not scoring 17, 18 points a game now. He's leading the league almost in
How
scoring.
old is LeBron James?
He's 37.
37. And he's going to play for another at
Josh,
least 2-3
Josh,
more
who
years.
do you think's the best?
First of all, LeBron has the greatest resume in NBA history. He has the greatest resume.
Right.
But he also played a lot longer than Jordan did, for example. And I think that has to
At a
factor
high
in.
level. You're forgetting he's
Jordan
playing
didn't play at a high level?
Why does the end?
Why does
You remember him in Washington?
I do, and he was still putting up some games 30 and 40. Not every
Hey,
night.
hey, Carlin, why does LeBron James he just broke the Jabbar's record? Why doesn't he get that isn't it universal that everybody thinks he's the best? Why don't I think
everyone doesn't think he's the
I know,
best.
but why don't I think he's the best? I mean,
Because you grew up with Michael
all right,
Jordan.
okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I
but
grew up with
go
Michael
by,
Jordan.
But don't you go by rings and how many championships you win?
He
Isn't
took
that-
Rings are a team accomplishment.
He took 3 different teams, and 2 of the teams
yeah,
literally had
but that
nobody.
Miami team they built that.
Cleveland
So?
wasn't.
No, Cleveland's legitimate.
And it goes to show you, look what the Sixers, look what the Nets had. They had 3 legit enough. Just because you go to a team with other good players doesn't mean you're going to win.
No, I know.
He
Well,
did
look,
it.
Look at the Nets.
He did it.
right?
3 different teams he
Harden,
did.
KD, and Kawhi.
Mike,
Perfect.
if I can ask you this.
Shoot.
If I can classify it this way, you tell me if this classification is, is okay.
I mean, Kyrie Irving.
To me, LeBron's got the greatest resume. Jordan is the greatest competitor. Kareem is arguably the greatest athlete, and Wilt is the most dominant.
I like Wilt as the dominant because he was. Kareem was what?
The greatest athlete.
I think LeBron James.
I have a hard time with that.
I think
one.
LeBron James is a better athlete.
He just had a shot being at his height and doing the hook.
Let's face it. He had a hook shot.
So he had the most
just couldn't-
unstoppable play.
Yeah, that I agree.
Okay.
That not athletic.
Okay.
Jordan's
Jordan's the greatest competitor.
Would you say
Jordan
LeBron
being-
James is the
I
greatest
would say
athlete?
Jordan was one of the best. I think Javie would have said the same thing.
Right.
He was fire in his eyes all the time, every night. But I think just
Bird
as
was-
much,
Bird was
just
good.
as much, and Bird too.
Bird was
But
good.
I'm telling you, maybe one level down, you just don't hear about it, is LeBron. I think LeBron steps on the floor every night wanting to win and wanting to kill you.
Can I just say it this way? And maybe this leans into what you were saying, Billy, because of perception. Perception becomes reality, right, Bill?
Absolutely.
I think the problem is because LeBron came into the league so young, he
Mhm.
didn't develop the killer instinct day one. And I think people still hold that against him. And maybe that's the perception that, when he lost that first finals against the Spurs And it just felt like he was out of his depth maturity-wise. I think people have not allowed their perception of him to grow as he has grown. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. The second hour of the locker room is brought to you. How fast is this show going by? It's unbelievable.
Fine.
It's all because you're wearing that Philly shirt.
The second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club. Hey, springtime's right around the corner. It's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay's award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. Now, I know, they do weddings exceptionally well there. They have an award-winning culinary banquet staff. They customize your menus. They seat up to 275 people. It's the most picturesque place to have a wedding. They do it exceptionally well. For more information on the book a wedding, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Of course, Ryan Owen, Radio Ron Ralston. It's a great place to get down there. It's a family atmosphere. All right. Let me tell you about my friends about Maserati, the main line. Located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation's certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at RDS Auto Group today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
How many people do you think watched the Super Bowl?
250 million.
There's no way.
You think 2/3 of the people in America didn't watch?
I know plenty of people that didn't watch the Super Bowl. My Uncle Teddy.
What the hell is the matter with your Uncle Teddy?
He just doesn't like sports.
If we just rounded people up and said, raise your hand if you watched the Super Bowl, only 1/3 of them would?
That's exactly right.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
The Landis Theater is a landmark of Vineland, keeping the arts and music alive. Now a live music and entertainment venue, the Landis has a variety of events from concerts and main stage theatrical plays to craft fairs and animal events. Our main goal at the Landis is to create an unforgettable experience for each and every patron by providing diverse events that leave people with an appreciation of the arts and entertainment as they've never had before. Upstairs, they feature Casey Ray's, a perfect spot to grab a drink and food. Visit thelandistheater.com for more information.
For exceptional savings on your next BMW, visit BMW of Atlantic City. Lease a new 2023 BMW X1 X-Drive 28i for $559 a month for 36 months. Or lease a new 2023 BMW X3 X-Drive 30i for $599 a month for 36 months. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here at Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, Josh Henning. Andrew Leeds, the intern, in here. Carlin, you were at the Sixers game the other night. You went to see the Cavaliers play the Sixers. I was so shocked that the Sixers were up like 15, 18 points. And then they just started giving the ball away. I've never seen such a lackluster, uncompetitive. Like I was like, what are they doing? They want to give the Cavaliers the game.
Well,
I even text you like, what's going on?
At one point, they were up by 28 points, and
I know. But I mean, the type of turnovers. It was
you get careless, you get lazy.
Yeah, careless. Careless is a good word. It's even like an understatement. They were worse than careless. I mean, they looked like they weren't even invested in the game.
Right. And, the coach for Cleveland's like calling timeouts, saying to the players, what are we doing here? You guys are embarrassing yourselves. Do what you can to get into the game.
So, Mike, as a basketball guy, let me ask you a question. Obviously, it's the game before the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys are checked out.
They're done.
But they did
Especially
enough,
if you're on the road.
But they did enough to look. Cleveland's a good team. Donovan Mitchell. I mean, you've told me several times how young this team is.
I think they're going to be there,
and they're going to be good.
They're one of the top 4 that will be there at the end.
But don't you think it says much for the Sixers that as bad as they played, as lackluster performance it was, and as uninvested in the fact that they still beat the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah. The Sixers.
So you just said this team can't beat Milwaukee and Boston. Which I agree. They can't beat Boston.
Not in the best of 7. They can beat them if they played them tomorrow.
But what's
one game.
To say we can't go on a run like the Phillies, man?
Josh will say anything's possible, and he's right.
That's why we play sports.
Hey, guess what? In the All-Star game, the Greek freak could go down hurt and blow his knee up and be done for the year.
Don't say that.
Okay,
right,
I'm just saying.
I know.
Things happen.
No, but let's just say all things being equal, All-Star, the whole team, everybody's there. Don't let that count on injury.
Then they're in the Final Four and they'll get knocked out.
I think the Sixers are going to be able to put something together. PJ Tucker's going to start showing you how physical he is. He's just waiting for the right moment.
And in my mind, you definitely don't want to be 4. Like you want to stay above Cleveland. You want to be 2 or 3 in the standings because you don't want to play Boston in the very first round.
Why is Boston so good, Carl?
Oh, their bench.
And you know what?
They bring guys off the bench you don't even know they're
playing. That we could have Jason Tatum. Like, why couldn't we have Jason?
We never had Jason Tatum.
We could have.
That's a lie.
Is that a lie?
It's a lie. It's a lie been propagated by certain talking heads on TV. The real story, according to people who actually cover the league, is that not the talking heads on TV. Carlin, you know the difference. Is that Boston made the trade to fleece us. They made the trade because they found out that Colangelo wanted Fultz. They were going to take Tatum all along. They basically took Brian Colangelo to the woodshed and whipped him and sent him home with Markelle Fultz.
Well, I just every time I see Boston play, it infuriates me. First of all, I can't. The Celtics and the Bruins are the two teams in their respective. They're perennial.
We hate them.
They're always in first place.
See, this is a generational thing, because you know what infuriates me? Seeing Jimmy Butler in Miami, knowing he should have been still a Sixer.
That's true too. I mean, how do you make as a basketball guy? How do you make these type of mistakes?
At the time, they thought that was the right move.
I still don't understand this organization picking Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler.
That's a huge problem. That's a bigger problem.
But again, that was like 2 GMs ago.
But that was Brett Brown. I think Brett Brown had so much to do with that because of his ties with his father and the fact that he knew,
who got the most out of Simmons too. When you think about it, Brett Brown.
That's true.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah, but
he got the most out of him.
That's sad.
I will credit my brother from day one. Josh, you'll even back me up. But from day one, my brother didn't like Brett Brown.
Bobby hated both Brett Brown and Ben Simmons from day one. And Bobby would be so irrational about it, though. Like
But
Bobby
still,
would go over the top.
looking back in retrospect, he was pretty right, Josh.
He's right in full context.
But a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while.
That is true. That is true as well.
The Sixers are good, guys.
The Sixers
it's
are
going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. Could
You
things
think they're gonna? You think
could
they can have
things
a nice
break
run?
their way and they get lucky? Hey, what did we say about the Phillies? Sometimes you get
Well,
hot
you
at
were
the end.
Mr.
You
were
get
Mr. Calm,
right.
cool, and
And guess what
collected.
the NBA is? The NBA to me starts April 1st. Remember how we
Yeah,
said
you
baseball?
said that to me
I
a
said
couple weeks
baseball
ago.
starts
Yeah,
in
yeah,
June.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
NBA to me is April 1st. That's when teams start gearing up.
I thought you said baseball starts in July.
No, I said let's look.
And you know
in
that
June.
old adage: it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But it is how you start too.
Our biggest concern is from now until April. Okay.
All right. So you think
Make
the Sixers,
sure-
you think the Sixers can make some hay?
Absolutely.
Not necessarily win the championship,
Absolutely.
but get deep,
Yeah.
maybe even go to
I
the
think
finals.
I think they're a Final Four in the Eastern
All right,
Conference.
All right. Okay. I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah,
By the
okay.
way, you look at real quick the Eastern Conference starters: Giannis, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, but he's now in the West. Donovan Mitchell.
Joe Embiid's not starting.
No, he's that's what. No, he. Yeah,
Oh,
he is.
okay.
Well, he's
Embiid's playing, not starting.
He's not starting.
He was not voted as
No,
starter.
no, but somebody got hurt. Didn't somebody get hurt?
Well,
Yeah,
Durant's
Kevin
not
Durant.
playing because he's still hurt.
Right. So
There's a few injuries.
So he wasn't voted to start, but now
No, but
he's
he's
not.
yeah. Now he's starting.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
Well,
if
no,
he
you
doesn't
can't
play.
start if you weren't voted to start.
All right, but he might not even
playing.
play. He's game time decision.
Right. I don't think he's playing.
Well, so is half the league.
I know. I don't want to be picked last. When I heard that, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, you hurt people's feelings in the NBA.
Yeah.
There's no crying in baseball.
Can't talk to me that way.
All right. Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is a award-winning private golf club where you're greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. Get player on the 18-hole championship golf course. Enjoy fine dining experience, lively atmosphere in the pub. Now, this spring, when you get out there, they got a lot of new renovations. They got the new outdoor patio overlooking the first tee with fire pits, with a new sound system. They're still working on that big outside deck with a view of the 18th green for entertainment, weddings, etc. It's a great place to have a wedding. They are now accepting social memberships starting at $25 a month. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. Of course, we're sending out our well wishes for a speedy recovery to Ken Dunnick. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action.
He's in the right circle. He scores! On the power play.
It's Flyers Canucks tonight. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, what's with the red, white, and blue tux?
I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, that explains the hat.
Yes, people seem to love the hat.
So, what brings you to Springfield, Sam? Springfield Mitsubishi in Atlantic City.
Taxes, madam. I want you
to put my tax refund in the bank.
Oh, you're not spending it on a car?
Oh, I'm getting a new car. But all you need is a dime. One dime down at Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
A dime? What a novel idea.
Ake is a brand new Mitsubishi's from 17.5.
17.5 for a new car?
Yeah, and you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty with as low as 2.9% financing.
2.9%?
Plus, if you bring home $350 a week, you can get up to $25,000 in credit.
Okay, I want you to put one dime down.
At the all-new Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville.
They service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Can I have my hat back?
New 23 Mirage, 17.5, dime down, $277 a month for 75 months at 5.55% APR plus tax title to qualified buyers.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub sends powerful medicated Vicks vapors right to the source of your... so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier. Generations of families have trusted Vicks VapoRub to help relieve the worst cold symptoms. So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub. Cough relieving is believing.
I'm Frank Petro from the Petro Cohen Law Firm. New Jersey has awesome workers' compensation benefits, but you need legal representation to get all of your benefits from the Workers' Compensation Court. That's just how the system works. And that's what we do every single day. If you have a case, large or small, we will represent you. We only get paid if you get paid. To learn more, contact us at petrocohen.com. That's petrocohen.com. In workers' compensation, the right lawyers do make a difference.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here at the Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Hey, I want to say that quick, get well to, I talked to Tom Jackson this morning, going under the weather. Get well, Tommy. Josh, we got some text messages. People have been texting in. I didn't even give out the number.
Yeah, people text in at 609-403-0970. You know, people like to listen to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Billy. Dan in EHT says, everybody brings up Tatum and Fultz, but what about talking about taking Simmons instead of Jaylen Brown in 2016?
There you go. That's another one, Carlin.
That's a good one.
Who was that? Who texted that?
That was Dan in EHT.
Oh, that's our man, Dan.
Jay in Atlantic City chimes in at 609-403-0973, says, the sportsbook consigliere is one of my favorite guests on the entire station, not just your show. Billy, please keep bringing him back.
Yeah,
that's Jay in Atlantic City.
I'll tell you what, he hit the nail right on the head. He is, Dave is the best, isn't he?
And he's just genuine. It's just him being him.
We also have an anonymous texter who says, Billy, there's something called Easy Pass. You should get it to speed up your trip.
I want to talk to the peeps, man. Ebony down there, Denise, the Atlantic City Expressway, they're cool. I say they're all, they're all eagled up. Yeah, look, the atmosphere is great when you're winning, right? Everybody wants to be a part of it.
Everybody's a friend.
Everybody's a friend. That's it. But doesn't that galvanize the community?
Especially if you're in
together,
sports.
right?
We're in the sports world.
Right.
So, I mean, we've been extremely lucky the last year.
And not only that, it helps businesses out. I mean, everybody prospers from it when the team does
all
well,
the restaurants,
right?
the bars, the
Right.
catering, the
Yes.
parties at home. I mean, it's everything.
You had a great time at yesterday's watching the game, man.
Yeah, yesterday's was fun.
Listen,
he's getting ready for basketball. So he's in my ear saying,
well, you know what? I got to be
"Learn
honest with you.
something
I love the first week of I love the whole tournament. Don't get me wrong. But that first week, that Thursday, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when there's wall-to-wall basketball, it is. And of course,
He'll
I
have
like
all
the
the
pools.
TVs.
I
He'll have
love
6 different games going. And then before you know, March, we go right into April. What happens in April?
Baseball, baby.
Well, we got baseball, but we also have the draft.
Oh, yeah, the draft. Yeah,
And the draft this year for us is going to be huge.
Yeah. Real quick about the Flyers. They dropped the game to the Kraken. They got the Vancouver tonight, but Travis Konechny is quietly having a great year. Obviously, they're the Flyers like 7th or what are they 6th place in the division. But Travis Konechny just notched his 25th and 26th goal, and he's been playing he's been playing inspired hockey. Josh Henning.
You know me, I'm a big Konechny guy. I've been Konechny guy for a while.
Well, I was down on him last year last year and the year before that because what do I always say, Josh?
Big guys beat up on little guys.
But this little guy, if you give him pieces around him like Delorier and other guys, it allows him to get more space. On the ice.
Konechny's not afraid to scrap himself.
No, he's not.
But to me, I was telling you guys off the air, I think that Tortorella deserves a lot of credit.
I agree.
Finding a way to make these guys into more than they were.
And you know what I'm looking at the summary of the last game, the total time on the ice, okay? Mostly everybody, it's even up and down. There's not one guy getting like 26 minutes and everybody else is like, no, they're all like 18, anywhere between 20 and 18 minutes. There's a couple 13s, but everybody's getting equal amount of ice time on that team.
It's because of torts,
and they're rolling 4 lines. And guess what? If you get everybody involved, Josh, right? Remember I said the one thing that this team lacks is a big star, a big goal scorer. Would you agree?
Well, they should have had Gaudreau if Chuck Fletcher wasn't such a sheepo.
Oh, there you go.
They're talking about trading JVR at the deadline right now. If you would have traded JVR in the offseason, you could have had Johnny Gaudreau.
Right.
Gaudreau was going to come here for a discount.
Man.
That guy's a South Jersey guy. He wanted to play for the Flyers, and Chuck Fletcher told him.
He was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I want to come and play.
We
didn't answer. We didn't answer the door.
No, didn't answer. Chuck Fletcher was like, no thanks.
So the Flyers are on tonight at 10. I'll watch that game tonight.
Of course you will.
Good for you.
I'm taking a bed.
What are you going to be watching tomorrow tonight? I mean, you watch
not the Flyers.
Will you watch the 3-point shot?
I'll watch.
Will you watch all the? What are you going to watch? What's he going to watch? Tulane against East Carolina.
Oh, really quick! Are you guys watching the XFL this weekend?
I'll tune in. I just want to see what's going on there.
I flicked the channel. I'm going to flick.
Yeah. Just let you know, tomorrow night,
the NBA.
Tomorrow night, the DC Renegades, South Jersey zone from Millville, Raquel Armstead. He went to Temple. He played in the NFL for a bit. He's their running back.
Okay.
So
Billy doesn't care.
So who's the guy?
Billy has no look.
I'll put you on the spot.
The guy didn't go to Ocean City. Billy doesn't care.
We won't have time to talk about it.
What?
I was at the White House on like Wednesday of this week.
Right.
And the parents of one of the players that played in the game for Kansas City is from Millville or Vineland.
Yeah, Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, that's who it was. His parents were at the White House.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to call Pacheco's games years ago.
Great show today, guys. I want to thank the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, as always. Of course, longtime NBA official and rules analyst for ESPN, the TV broadcast, Steve Javie, great friend of the show.
We got to get him.
Hey, tomorrow we have a guy in our area that's up for the Hobie Baker Award.
Like the Heisman.
Right. TJ Seppenfelter.
We're
going to have him on. We're going to get everybody to vote for him tomorrow. So
he's a Rendazzo guy.
Yeah, he's a Rendazzo guy.
Hey,
thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back at it tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 noon right here on 97.3 ESPN.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does, and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts in New Jersey, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/New Jersey. Bank of America NA, member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.